Sanjay Kulshrestha joins us now, Chairman and Managing Director of HUDCO. Mr. Kulshrestha, good morning. Thank you for joining us. The company which you represent and the area which you represent essentially caters to a very critical component, and that is low-cost housing and essentially a backbone of the economy. Given how the rural economy has moved, given how things have moved for the urban, semi-urban space, what is the update in terms of the big picture?
So thank you very much. I think we are starting from a right note that the housing, that too the affordable housing. Recently, Government of India has came out with the Prime Minister Awas for All scheme, which will create 3 crores of the households in urban and the rural sectors. And since HUDCO is a company which is primarily responsible not only for the affordable housing creation but also the financing of the infrastructure required for facilitation of these all households. So it is a good potential business, not only as a business, but I think it's a big social sector reform that the government is continuing to go after PMAY 1.0. So this is PMAY 2.0, which is very vast, customized in requirement with the states. And for HUDCO, I think it will provide a good potential for the housing business, consultancy business, and also the creation of the value in terms of the capacity addition. So it's a good driver, and it will provide good tailwind for the company.
Have your profits been, if I compare quarter on quarter, there is a dip. Any specific reason, if you can outline it for us?
If you see from year to year basis, our profits has increased by 30%. Yes, of course, on quarter to quarter basis. In last quarter, we had resolved around 400 crores of the asset, and in this quarter, so there was some reversal. So reversal will continue to go during this year also. But in first quarter, there are few projects which are under the advanced stage of the resolutions, and because of that, there is slight dip into the profits. But I think on year basis, the company is doing phenomenally well with the 30% of the growth, and we had increased our loan book also by 15% in one quarter, that is from 91,000 crores to more than 1 lakh crores. So we are improving, and I think the growth will continue with the ecosystem provided by the Government of India and the state governments in terms of the infrastructure requirement of aspiring citizens.
Sanjay, sorry, I just want to get that clearly. Are you saying that you're going to see a sequential dip in profits for the next 2 quarters too?
No. Okay. This is not a dip actually, because most of the disbursement has gone in the last quarter only. So all the realization will start coming from the second quarter or third quarter. So there will be at least 15% that we are targeting on year-to-year basis, and I think this will not be an objective task for the company like HUDCO, and profits will not be an issue, and we will be getting at least 15 to 20% of the net profits.
Okay. And could you just quantify the disbursements as well? Because you were earlier eyeing about 35,000 crore rupees of disbursements. You've already done about 12,624 up until the first quarter. Do you expect to cross this, or will the coming quarters be a little bit slow?
I think we have to revise our target more than 35,000 crores with the potential coming from the Pradhan Mantri Awas for All. And 35,000 is a figure that can be achievable, and we are on that line, and you can see our figures in the second quarter that will be continuing. So disbursement we may be reviewing in November or December, looking at the progress of the Prime Minister Awas for All.
The growth which you will get, Mr. Kulshrestha, do you think it will be coming via capital which would be raised via the equity route, or you would continue to raise money from the debt market, and given that your coupon is attractive, investors would back you? What is, for growth, where will you get growth capital from, equity route or debt route?
I'll take a minute on this. This is actually the question that I was waiting for. The growth will be coming from 4 factors. One is we are cutting down our cost of funds, and we will continue to reform on this pipeline, that how to cut down our cost of funds. Then the resolution of the assets, around 2,500 crores of the assets are under impaired assets are there. So we will be resolving, and we have a target that all these assets has to be resolved in 2 years of the time, next 2 years of the time. Then the business expansion that our loan book, which is presently at 1 lakh crores, it should go within 2 fiscal by 1.5 lakh crores. So addition of at least 50,000 crores. And then internal reforms on the financing side, maybe the asset liability management, or maybe the provisioning reversals, or maybe the timings of the provisioning, or maybe how we will manage our HQLA ratios. So all these factors will be taken, and then only the raising will be revised in terms of the loan and in terms of the bonds also, because we are waiting that there will be some slight rate cuts from the Fed markets, and we had been two issues from the Japan, and in terms of the yen, and we had successfully able to cut down our cost of fund, and I think very challenging, very competitive terms funding we had received from the Japanese market. So all these four factors or five factors will contribute towards the story of the growth, and then the business potential, like from housing for all, then the roads, ports, power, energy, new towns are being planned. So a lot of growth stories are coming from state to state. So we will keep on diversifying our loan book. We will keep on introducing new loan products, loan policies in line with the requirement of the sectors and in line with the policies of the Government of India.
Mr. Kulshrestha, I have a number which talks about your disbursements. Now, exactly a year ago, the number was 630 crores. Now it stands at 12,000 crores, which means there is a 20x jump. So either you are not dispersing loans same time last quarter or a year ago, or you've started really the cycle again. 20x is a phenomenal jump.
Yes, you can say so in terms of the arithmetic, but for me, I had joined the company in October last year. And since looking at the opportunities which were available for the companies like HUDCO, which is now a Navratna company, and RBI is in the advanced phase of giving the IFC status, that is the infrastructure finance company. So all these things will be the movers for the company, and the growth was normal, numbers were normal, but yes, of course, the percentage was abnormal. But I think it is a normal kind of number. So 12,000 crores in the first quarter was a normal number for us for this year, because we had started afresh this year, and we had make a commitment that most of the disbursement we will be trying to do in first two quarters, so that income can be realized. So these are the new normals for the company, and we will continue to perform like that.
One number which everybody looks at, and that is the health of a lender, is how many applications do you receive and how many applications do you reject. For me, the rejection number in a sense becomes a benchmark as to what your risk management is.
So rejections, I will start from the kind of business that we are doing and the assets quality. From last 3 years, that is 12 quarters, there is no fresh NPA in the company. This is number one. We are continue to resolve our assets. This is number two. And number three is our net NPA is only 0.33, I think, which is best in the market in terms of the NBFCs and the banks. So these are the three numbers that I will collaborate with my figures. And as you had rightly asked the numbers, yes, we are on the way of the rejections. If there is no cash flow, if there are no proper guarantee or assurance of the repayments, we are rather we are not rejecting, rather we are collaborating with our entities, which are the state government agencies or state government and state directly to the state government, to revise their proposals so that they will fall in line with our customized policies. So I will not use the word rejection, rather it is a collaborative approach with our borrowers.
Okay. Now, in your migration, HUDCO is also becoming an infrastructure company. Infrastructure is a completely different kettle of fish, Mr. Kulshrestha. It requires different expertise, different dynamism, different understanding. You are in a business which is a solid business, low-cost housing. Why would you like to move into an area which is A, competitive, and B, where you'll have to really, add another level of expertise?
Presently also we are doing the infrastructure. We are doing the urban infrastructure, because as the name says, it is housing and urban development. So presently also we are doing. It is not like that we were not doing so. But yes, you had rightly pointed out that it will need a graduation from what we were doing. So we are recruiting people, and within 2 years of the time, We will be onboarding around 100 professionals from the multiple industries. Then we had taken all IT supports. Now we have a paperless office. So we had been revising and reforming in terms of the governance also. So whatever governance requirements are there, so we are continue to change in line with the compliance required by the RBI. And in terms of the manpower, recruitment, direct recruitment is there, the consultant recruitment is there, then FTs are there, that is a fixed term. So if some business, temporary business is coming, then we are taking on board professionals for at least 4 years of the time. So all these measures we are taking internally so that it should not harm or it will not pose any risk to the business of the company, not in terms of the expansion, but also in terms of the NPA or any stress or incipient issues in the business of the company.
Respect that, sir. You know, growth is where everybody should aim at. The size of infra is also a very big pot. But the dynamics of infra lending are very different in terms of NPAs, cash flows. I look at HUDCO as a company which is stable, NIMs above 3%, hardly any NPAs. The minute you move into infrastructure, the way markets would value your stock and the way markets would look at HUDCO becomes very different. Is it worth that leap?
Actually, we wanted to like this one. See the potential of the country in terms of the infrastructure. If you the Honorable Prime Minister vision of the Viksit Bharat, lot of infrastructure has to be created now. Lot of opportunities are there in terms of the road, port, airports, or housing, or water, whatever you say, there is a potential for this infrastructure to be created. At the same time, we are the company which has just 1 lakh crores of the loan book. So there is a good potential as a NBFC to grow. And our financial ratios are very, very strong in terms of, say, debt equity ratio or CRAR. Our exposure is extremely low for our borrowers and the lenders. So we are rightly placed at the right time. And at the same time, presently, we are only exposed to the state government and state government entities in terms of the housing and infrastructure. So now we had set up a business development group which will look at a project in terms of the PPP or HAM model or annuity-based model. So we are not exposed to this business, but yes, we will pick and choose kind of business, and we will only go with the good entities, A+ entities or AA entities only to start with, where the cash flows are regulated, coming from the regulated side. So all these measures and all these policy change we are adopting. And I think within a year of the time, a lot of things will be there, which the HUDCO will be welcoming in terms of the business.
Okay, and finally, you've signed that MOU as well with Yamuna Expressway Industrial Authority, Development Authority. Can you tell us a little bit more about this MOU and how it's going to impact your financials?
We all know the way UP is reforming and the way the opportunities are coming in Uttar Pradesh. And Jewar is a world-class project which we were waiting to associate with, and we had signed an MOU. For 14,000 crores, around 14,000 crores is the requirement which we are discussing. It starts from the land acquisition to the development of the infrastructure, which composes of the medical city or the film city, or all these facilities has to be created, and it will be a world-class kind of infrastructure near Delhi in Uttar Pradesh. So I think there is a lot of potential, lot of cash flows are there. YEDA is a very good entity, and they are coming out with a lot of plannings. They have good plans, not only for this Jewar airport and around, but they are taking care of the spread of around 100 kilometers in and around the corner. So a lot of infrastructure will be developed, starting from the metro, airport, roads, sanitation, water. So all these are the areas which the HUDCO has shown the interest, and we are finalizing the project on time-to-time basis.
Okay, good to have you on board. Thank you for joining.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.